Interested in living in the Salida, Colorado area and having easy access to the Arkansas River, just like where I'm standing right now, you've come to the right place. In this video, I'm going to show you a brief tour of Salida, Colorado. I'm going to show you 3 different homes, one on the east side of town in a newer community, on the west side of town by the golf course, and also in the center of town in the old historic district of Salida, Colorado. So stick with me and you'll get insight into living in all different parts of Salida and what that will mean for you if you're looking to move here. If this is your first time to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell for notifications below so you're the first to know when a new video about living in Salida comes available. I'm Monica McCarthy, a realtor that specializes in Salida, Colorado, and I get calls from people all the time who are looking to live here. So whether you are planning on moving here in a few weeks or a few months, please reach out to me. My contact information is below, and I'd love to schedule a time to chat with you and help you make a smooth transition to the Salida, Colorado area. Now, right now, I'm standing in really right next to the river, and Riverside Park is behind me here. It is a gorgeous day. There's surfers over that way. There's rafters behind me, and there's mountain bikers behind me up the mountain and Arkansas trails. So if you love the outdoors, Salida is an amazing place for you. And let's check it out. Ready? All right, we are at our first property. It is in the Two Rivers community, which is on the east side of Salida. This is a community. You've got some commercial properties behind me here. The property that I'm pointing out today is a condo that's behind me up here. The property itself is 572 square feet. It's listed at $399. It's just a 1-bed, 1-bath with a balcony, and it also has a parking spot. This area, like I said, is a pretty new community. It's only been developing in Salida over the last few years. And so in the last few years, this has become a really sought after community in Salida on the east side of town that offers this commercial space here. You've got a restaurant, you've got a gym, there's some EV parking, which is pretty cool. And so there's a lot of, you can probably hear some construction noise behind me here. There's a lot of development in this community. There are townhomes, there are single family homes. There's a few slots of land left, though most of them have been scooped up and developed by individuals and also developers who are making some really nice townhomes and condos. And so this community here has become quite a lovely spot. We are really close to the river here. So you're walking distance to town, you're really close to the river, you're right off of Highway 50, and we are seeing a lot of people who want to come to this area and they want to be walking distance to town. Salida is all about biking walkability. So this is a really amazing opportunity to have a newer home in the downtown area or just outside of the downtown area. And you're also near the river. There's some trails that have been developed that kind of connect you to the river from here. And like you can see, there's just some really cool modern properties around here. It's really pretty. And you know, you're gonna have properties ranging. There's an Air Force base in Colorado Springs, and so sometimes we get some jets practicing in this area. It's kind of cool. One of the things about living in Salida, right? We're in a really remote mountain area, so they do some training around here sometimes. So to continue what I was talking about, like I said, this is a spot that has been coming up. Some construction behind me here. There's also a property, or excuse me, a subdivision really close by here called Confluence Park that is a very new community. I actually just helped a client purchase land there, and they're planning on building a duplex there. So a lot of multifamily. It's zoned high density and medium density over here. So there's a lot of ability to build duplexes and things like that, so you can have more housing around here. And like I said, these are all more modern homes, newer, so you get the benefit of being in a newer home just minutes from downtown Salida, and I'll show you one of those later on in this video. Often has some older homes, which are quaint and lovely,
but also older. So you're kind of dealing with that. Some of the old stuff, some of them have been updated, some of them have not been, but you're often dealing with old plumbing, old electrical, that sort of thing, old insulation, some high heating bills sometimes. But these are all newer modern homes. So this is, like I said, Two Rivers. The property we passed at the beginning was a condo that was listed for $399. But the properties in this community itself are going to be ranging from, that's probably at the lower point. But then you can also have some properties in the 6s, 7s, 8s, and higher, just kind of depending on the size of it and how new it is. All right, we are here at the second property. We are on the west side of town. So we drove just from one side through downtown all the way to the other. It took about 5 minutes or so. So Salida, not a huge town. So this is the west side of town. We are in the community of Crestone, Mesa, which has a combination of townhomes and single family homes. And the property I'm going to point out to you here is a single family home that is just under 1,000 square feet. It's 3-bed, 2.5 bath, and it's listed for $625,000. And this is an HOA community. This community has some duplexes and townhomes and single family homes. Behind me here is the community playground and garden. So you can see somebody out there working on it right now. We are, just at the beginning of spring here, and so stuff's starting to bloom over there. But there is a small playground there. We're also really close to Franz Lake, which is a gorgeous lake just outside of Salida on the west of town. There's a trail that connects just outside of this community down to Franz Lake and kind of along, I guess, down a slope, down a little hill to get you to Franz Lake. Franz Lake is actually one of my favorite places. If you follow my Instagram or anything like that, I post a lot of pictures from Franz Lake. But anyways, it's a gorgeous spot. A lot of people like to fish there. I like to paddleboard there. But you can also, some people take little kayaks. It's pretty small and very accessible, and it even freezes over in the wintertime, and some people ice skate and play hockey there. But again, that's really a super short walk. There's also a short bike ride into town. We're kind of on an area which is called the Mesa, which is just west of town, a little bit higher up. And so slightly higher elevation here, not a whole lot higher, but it is a sought after area because you're just outside of town. You have a little bit more space, but you are you're a little bit closer to the mountains. Here, let me show you the mountains over there. And so you are in a spot that a lot of people like to live. It's actually one of my favorite spots in town, the Mesa. It's just known as being a really beautiful place just outside of town that you get the benefit of being just a short bike ride into town, but just out of town. So you're out of the grid where there are homes a lot closer together. So that's one of the benefits of being here. We're in, like I said, an HOA community. We're right next to another HOA community called Cottonwood Green. We're also close to the golf course. So This is a really nice spot. I highly recommend checking it out if you're interested in properties in Salida. And we are going to go one more house over in downtown Salida next. And as you can see, it's a little bit windy, but not too bad. We are now in the center of downtown Salida. We started on the east, we popped over to the west, and now we're back to the center. We're talking, a few minutes in between, so it wasn't too much of a trek. Our town is not huge. But downtown Salida is the classic old town. If you watched my Salida history video, which I recommend popping, it's a really quick video about the origin of Salida, Colorado, where our town formed as a railroad town in the late 1800s. And so a lot of homes started, there's some old classic homes around here from the late 1800s, early 1900s. And so this property we're about to look at here was built in 1904, and it's a cute old Victorian. There are some of those classic homes around here. This is on the corner of G Street and 4th Street. Downtown Salida is on a grid system with letters and numbered streets. And this is an excellent part of town. We are a block from Alpine Park and the library, which is a really nice part of town. So this old Victorian behind me here, it has been remodeled, but like I said, it was built in the early 1900s. It's just under $1 million. It's 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, and it has an accessory dwelling unit, an ADU, that's just a little under 400 square feet. It's a studio, kind of a studio apartment. Those ADUs are actually pretty popular in Salida. There's a lot of people who have lots that are large enough to build them, and a lot of property owners are building them as another source of income or to house guests, because some of the homes in downtown Salida aren't very big, or to have an office space. But a lot of times you can rent them either short or long-term leases and get some extra income that way. I will say, if you're interested in short-term renting, reach out to me and get the latest on the licensing and regulations associated to that, because Salida does have some licensing regulations associated with short-term rentals. So we're talking Airbnb, that sort of thing. So anyways, this property has that income potential. It's currently being leased out with a long-term lease, and it's a cute little older home. We're gonna keep walking down G Street. As you can see, there's a lot of different types of homes down here. It's a hodgepodge, really. You've got those old Victorians, like I just showed you, that's just under $1 million. But then down the street, there's a property that's a fixer-upper that's in the 400s. So Salida is not a place where you can say this part of town is definitely this much and this part of town is definitely this much. Although downtown Salida in general is more price per square foot, just because of the accessibility to the downtown lifestyle that so many people are drawn to Salida for. So you have that walkable, bikeable downtown option here, and a lot of people are drawn to this area for that community, for that bikeable accessibility. Sometimes there's more bikes than cars downtown, particularly in the summertime. So if you want that lifestyle, downtown Salida is an amazing option for you. And like I said, we are really close to Alpine Park, which is the original park of Salida. When this town was founded, the side of town just on the other, closest to the river, between the river and 2nd Street, was kind of like the brothel district and not where proper people went. So we're on the side of town that is from the older, I guess more proper side of Salida. back in the day. That's no longer the case. Actually, by the river is more expensive than this area, as the river has become an amazing spot to be close to. So the closer to the river, the closer to downtown you are, the more price per square foot. And this part of downtown Salida, like I said, is just really funky with a lot of cool little homes, usually smaller lots. Sometimes you can get a property that's on more than one city lot, and those are the ones that you can often build an ADU on, and you get that extra income like I mentioned. Thank you so much for watching. This is just a little snippet into Salida, Colorado homes and just a few spots to live. There are more neighborhoods around here. So if you have questions about living in Salida, Colorado, please reach out to me and subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be putting out more videos to give you more insight into living here and what it's like to live and work here and play. It is an amazing mountain community, and I really appreciate you watching. I'm Monica McCarthy, your resource for Chaffee County real estate. Subscribe and please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of this video, and if you have any questions for me, my contact information is in the description below. Thank you.